Hi everyone, so today we're off on another adventure. We're up on the mountains and behind Greenwood, and it's middle of February, and this is called the Mountain Rose at it.
Chase, time's running out, and the youth in life days, streets infected, and crawl in the slime. The neon nightmare is about to unwind.
Golden Dawn Minerals spent a bunch of money doing some work on here a number of years ago. I guess the results weren't too encouraging because they dropped the option and basically abandoned now. So it did have a gate across it, but yeah, it's open. You can get in there. So we'll go and have a look. Yeah, so we took our sled up to the Mountain Rose and we're gonna go have a look. Pretty easy getting up here today. Somebody been in here some point in the last couple of weeks. There's an interesting old cabin here. And this is probably the cabin that they would have used when they were operating the mine. They'd have put up a little sign and stuff there for it. So I don't think this is a major producer, but we'll go in and see what we can find. Yeah. So they put up a little sign there. I guess Golden Dawn Minerals must have done that. First Gold Resources. I don't even know who that would be. I haven't heard of them. They may be a precursor to Golden Dawn Minerals. I don't know. So the adit is just up here. So we'll wander up here and we'll have a look. See what we can find. Tried our new helmet. So they would have had an air compressor in here because there's a newer air pipe and stuff for air. So I think Golden Dawn Minerals did some drilling in here, so that's how they would have got their air. The compressor's been removed now. I hope we won't get too wet. Just around freezing here today. Put a pretty substantial gate here. Doesn't appear to be locked. I smell the rats in here. So this is kind of the first mine we've been able to get into this year. They're hard to find in the wintertime. But we found this one. I think the rats made a little home in there. So, not very much water in here. Makes it nice. This is the ventilation tubing that they use to put fresh air in the mine. Alright, just have to get used to the darkness a little bit here. So the Wild Rose Mine is a bunch of mines that are in this area. They've spent quite a lot of money exploring it in the last few years, and the reason is there's quite a few historic big producers close to here, the Mudderlode and in Phoenix they're not that far away. They never really found much of anything here. They've spent way more money here actually looking for minerals than they ever did. The last company was in here spent a couple of million, 2.4 million I believe, exploring a bunch of these areas, but there wasn't really that much mined here, so this is probably the most significant one in this area. There's a bunch of other adits and shafts that go down, but they're not really that significant historically. What's kind of interesting is the contrast between the old and the new. This was actually an old mine, but they went in there and they did a much exploration in there. So you can see the fresh air vent and the tubes. And when we get to the end of this one and we come back out, you'll see the difference between this and the old historic mines. Quite a contrast. Way bigger. These newer ones are way bigger, and the older ones were quite narrow. So the different types of equipment that they were operating in the different mines. Oh, there's a rat just past me. Could you see something inside my head? Oh, what the hell is that? Scared the hell out of me. That doesn't look like a very old, looks like somebody, a little quad trailer or something they had in here and it collapsed. The rat's saying, what the hell are you doing in here? You don't belong in here. This is my house. Little guy. A fair size rat. I seen bigger. What's up, buddy? So, we've gone in, I don't know, probably maybe 100 feet or so. Followed the rat. And which way did the rat go? Let's continue on to the right here. Oh, there he is. He didn't go anywhere. Are you going to show us where we're going here? Which way? Right or left? All right, we'll go this way. You can wait for us. It's pretty warm in here. We're definitely not going to see any icicles in here. Got a lot of snow this winter. There could be a lot of moisture in some of these tunnels come spring. Definitely not frozen in here now. This is paint. So we got, you see there's two lines here. So one would have been for air and one would be for water. The big one would be the air line. And the small one would be the water line. And they use water to cool the bits. Didn't used to use that historically, but they do now. It used to be really dusty before when they didn't have water to cool the bits. But now that really kind of keeps the dust down. Now here's some lagging that they put in more recently. So back in the old days they used to put timbers and stuff in. Now they just have a big drill that drills like a big bolt in there and holds it in. So it's probably cheaper, faster, and probably more effective. See, it's all kind of loose rock in there, so that's all bolted in there with this lagging. So this was a historic mine when it was first dug, but you know, they've done a lot of modern upgrades to it. I should get myself a hip chain so I could actually measure how far it is into some of these places. So it's difficult to estimate how far in it is. If you have an Apple iPhone, you can actually get really good direction underground. Tell you exactly what direction you're going into. Pretty helpful. Oh, there's a little rat's nest. Collecting all the garbage. You following me? Nope, I don't see a rat. Okay, right hand rule. So, there's a piece of a drill. More modern one, obviously. So that's from explosives. It's a dead cord for electrical charge. So there's a pretty big tunnel in here. So it looks more modern. You don't usually see it that big. Let me get my gas monitor out. I don't have it on. Alright, well, continuing on from the first branch. I'm going to keep going up the Wild Rose Mine. See what we can find. You know, there's our escort. Caught up with me. Hey, little guy. There's a bit more explosives cord. There's a drill that's stuck in the ribs. They call the ribs the size of ribs. So this is this kind of rock is it's kind of like a serpentinite, I think, similar to serpentinite. Oh, now he's really got nowhere to go. Oh, so he had to go inside the pipe, did he? Oh yeah. Well, he went inside. Oh, there's you got a covered walkway. Kind of funny, you know, it smells a little bit like explosives in here. It smells like nitrates. I don't know if they did any blasting in here recently. It doesn't look like it. It smells. I've worked with explosives before. Around the ranch, we used to get dynamite and blow up stumps. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, we got some water running out of the ribs there. Maybe some sulfur in there. Maybe that's what we're smelling. And there's a bit of a vein there. So it's kind of a, you see that's kind of a purple streak. Not much. I have no idea what they're looking for in here. This is all, look, it's all kind of sewed up pretty good. Yeah, so it's probably more of a serpentinite type of material because serpentinite's pretty soft. Isn't that strange? That rat would just run right inside that pipe. I guess you don't give a shit. You don't need to see nothing if you're in a pipe. You just run along. It's pitch black, it don't matter. Usually always black when he's running around in here anyhow. It just has to be this one time I'm in here with the light. More used to traveling in the dark, I guess, than the light. Yeah, so we have another right branch. We're going to head back to the junction. Okay, well, that's the end of it. There's nothing more in here. It's all just, the whole mine's on one level. Just goes straight back. But this is about the safest mine you could ever go into. Oh, there isn't any loose rock or anything anywhere. So I would say if you needed to go explore a mine, this would be the one to go. Just there's just one level here. There isn't any stoping or anything, and you just walk right through here. It's pretty easy. A little bit of water there, not very much. About a foot and a half of water. A bit of a dam. So obviously there's no deposits above this. They just went straight in. It doesn't even seem like they followed a vein because it's just straight. Kind of a bit of a mystery to me why they would have done this. Because usually if they're following some kind of a mineralized body, they kind of go to the right or left. But this just went straight in. I don't normally recommend that people enter into mines, but you know, if you're gonna enter into a mine, I don't think I've ever seen one be any safer than this. It's been updated fairly recently, and there isn't any loose sections in here at all. There's no wire chutes or anything like that. It's just a straight shot all the way in here. So Yeah, you can't get lost. There doesn't seem to be anything loose or anything anywhere. So that's the wild mountain rose. The wild rose, one of them, one of those three. Now I'm gonna charge my battery before I went in. We've got a lot of power left, but we'll get out. We can scratch this one off our list. This wasn't a big producer, but it's one of the mines that we knew about and we wanted to get in and have a look at. So yeah, they spent quite a bit of money in here. Did a lot of sampling and stuff, but I guess they didn't find anything they liked. Kettle River Resources actually had this, and Golden Dawn Minerals got an option on it and did a bunch of work on it. Spent a couple $1 million in here, and then they dropped the option. So now they bought all the resources, all the mines off of Kettle River Resources. So now they own it again. But it's part of a package and bought a whole pile of stuff and they ended up with it. So that'll be it for the Wild Rose. We can scratch this one off our list. Well, it looks like they had a little cart that looks like they pulled behind the three-wheeler or something. Probably just did a sample here, I guess. And they must have bought a Canadian Tire because it didn't last very long. But you know, that's the big difference between how they made stuff in the old days and how they make it now. Everything you buy now is cheap. You use it a few times, it pulls for it, eh? Just a piece of junk. Back in the old days, they made stuff to last. So that was our exciting trip into the mountain rose. So this part of the tunnel is actually probably all widened out, made a lot bigger. There's no reason to be this big back in the old days. Just about fit trucking. Here, I got some of these upside down icicles. They're pretty common in mines because the ground's fairly warm, but you know, the mine will be a little colder, so it comes down, they start to freeze. They look pretty cool though. Upside down icicles.
Tick tock, cut to the chase. Time's running out, and they're using live bait. Streets infected.